Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you all get a copy of this. Once again, a round of applause. The event would not have been possible without our sponsors.
And budget airlines, they cannot transform to a full service airline. Nobody will believe them. So if my competitors sold tanks at that time as the largest supplier or the largest manufacturer or the one that holds water the most or whatever, I sold, or my ads pushed features. One, food grade, 100% virgin, a threaded lid, and my price was as good as the best in the market at that time because I believed my product was as good. Today, it is, the market says that we are, or the market recognizes as us as being better in the tank segment. I can summarize this message of mine with another anecdote. Each day, a lion awakes in the savannah knowing that to survive today, I need to run faster than the fastest gazelle. And each day, a gazelle wakes up in the savannah knowing to survive today, I need to run faster than the fastest lion. So whether you identify yourself as a lion or a gazelle, you need to be motivated and running when you wake up in the morning. And for that, that's why I said you need some to follow your passion so that intrinsic motivation will come and you will be able to face those challenges that are bound to come up day in and day out as you function as an entrepreneur. GMI Zarak deals with companies that are more than 100 years old. John Deere, Volvo, Husqvarna I think is the oldest at 450 years. And the thread that runs through all these companies is their adherence to systems and ethical foundation. They are built on an ethical platform and they are here for more than a century. Robust system entail operations conducted in accordance with established procedures rather than individual whims. This ensures alignment across the organization, facilitating seamless employee training processes and a clear focus on goals. Now to talk about an ethical foundation, it's a bit difficult and a delicate matter. Yet, I'm delighted to discover its inclusion in KE's core value. During the recent KE meeting that I addressed a few months ago, I broached this topic. And more than one individual expressed the belief that resorting to unethical practices is a necessity in order to remain competitive and in business. In today's world, promoting ethical behavior is a daunting task, especially when you see openly unethical individuals who are prosperous and who are bestowed with honor. So why would anyone buck this trend? But as a Catholic organization, it is imperative that we uphold ethical standards. Otherwise, we risk misusing our religious beliefs for commercial interests. The principle is, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. If you ask the opening prayer, and I believe it will be part of every KE meeting, it says, ask the Holy Spirit for advice when you are faced with such a thing, but it is necessary. Ethical conduct is not limited to corruption, and corruption is not only in the public sector, it is prevalent even in the private sector. It's more than that. It entails paying fair wages, abiding by all laws, ensuring timely payment to your suppliers, and refraining from engaging in bribery to promote one's product or services. KE must engage in thorough brainstorming to compile examples illustrating the significance of ethical behavior and the long-term benefits it can yield. Azim Premji, the founder of Wipro, famously said, ethical practices make good business sense. So it's not just religious, it is also a good business practice. I would have loved to be 25 years younger. These are exhilarating times. Nevertheless, it is now the era of Generation Y, or as Father Rob Galia recently said, the Alpha generation. Unprecedented opportunities lie ahead, previously inaccessible to any of us. And I implore you to delve into entrepreneurship, become job creators rather than mere seekers. Nevertheless, just entrepreneurship, like cricket, is filled with glorious uncertainties. However, it requires unwavering courage and fortitude. I'm sure if you look inside you, it is there, it just has to come out. Congratulations to KE and best wishes for the Goa chapter in supporting and nurturing entrepreneurship. Thank you for having me and inviting me to address you as a keynote speaker. Good evening and thank you.
Today is not just an occasion. It's a celebration of dreams, determination, and the power of this community. We gather here in Goa, a land known for its vibrant spirit, to officially launch the Goa chapter of Kanara Entrepreneurs. It is an honor to share this moment with all of you, especially in the presence of such esteemed dignitaries. Our Cardinal, Your Eminence, Philip Neri Ferrao, Archbishop of Goa and Daman, and a keynote speaker, Mr. Blaise Costabir, a luminary of entrepreneurial success here in Goa. Kanara Entrepreneurs, we began a journey in the year 2004 in Dubai with a simple yet very powerful vision, that is to nurture and promote entrepreneurship among individuals from the Kanara Konkan region. In the year 2008, we expanded to Bangalore, planting deeper roots in India. And now, this day marks a significant milestone as we bring our mission to the shores of Goa. This is not just a new chapter, it's a new era for Goa. Goa's rich cultural heritage, innovative spirit, and deeply entrepreneurial DNA makes it the perfect home for our growing family. None of this would have been possible without the visionaries and supporters who believed in this initiative right from the start. To the promoters of this chapter, you have not just established a foundation, you have sparked a movement. Your efforts reflect a commitment to creating opportunities, building networks, and fostering a culture of collaboration. To all our members here in Goa, welcome to a vibrant community that celebrates your aspirations, supports your challenges, and champions your success. This is not just an organization, it's a family united by the shared belief that together we can achieve greatness. Goa has always been a land of visionaries, traders, artisans, and dreamers who have shaped its identity as a hub of creativity and commerce. But today, we stand at the brink of a new revolution, one that is driven by innovation, technology, and bold ideas. To every entrepreneur present here in Goa, I say this: you are the custodians of this chapter's success. Your participation, your ideas, and your collaboration will define what we will achieve together. This is your platform. a place to network, to learn, to grow, and to contribute. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, Kanara Entrepreneurs is here to walk with you on your journey. Imagine the impact we can have, not just on the business, but on the community as a whole. Together, we can create jobs, spark innovation, and make Goa a beacon of entrepreneurial excellence. We're deeply honored to have with us leaders whose lives exemplify vision, service, and success. The Cardinal, whose guidance reminds us of the importance of values and purpose in all that we do. Thank you very much, sir, for being part of this great occasion today. Our keynote speaker, a testament to what relentless determination and innovation can achieve. We look forward to a few tips from you on how we can spark it among our youngsters. Their presence here today underscores the importance of this movement and the vast potential it holds. While the Governor of Goa could not be physically present, he has sent us a message. His leadership inspires progress and development for Goa. Let us all dream big for the Goa chapter of Kanara Entrepreneurs. Imagine Goa becoming a hub of sustainable startups, leveraging its unique strengths in tourism, agriculture, technology, and culture. Envision entrepreneurs from Goa leading global markets while staying deeply rooted in the values of Goan heritage. Picture a future where this chapter becomes a model for collaboration. To every entrepreneur sitting here today, let us remember that we are more than just individuals pursuing our success. We are a collective force, capable of transforming industries, uplifting communities, and inspiring generations. Together, let's build something extraordinary. Let's light the spark of innovation, spread the warmth of collaboration, and leave a legacy of excellence. With immense joy and gratitude, I welcome you all to this journey of growth, purpose, and transformation. Congratulations, Goa. Let's make history together. Thank you, and may this chapter shine as brightly as the Goan sun over its beautiful horizon.
In lighter vein, I hope humor is also important in the life. Entrepreneurs. Our keynote speaker, Mr. Blaise Costaberi, in the middle of his talk, he said, "The time is now. Now, you must start now." It seems there was a president of a big business concern who wanted to improve the efficiency of his employees' workforce. So he ordered some posters saying, "Do it now, do it now." Because he wanted those posters which he put all around his company, his offices, various offices. He wanted those posters, signboards to inspire, to promote, foster energy, enthusiasm, new life in his employees. So he put them all around. Do it now. After a couple of days, one of his friends came and asked him, what has been the impact of that scheme? And he was frank. He shared with his friend, he said, those signboards did not produce exactly what I had in mind. As soon as they were displayed, my chief cashier ran away with $30,000. My bookkeeper, main one, went away with my private secretary. And more than 50% of my employees applied for increase in salary now. But this is in lighter vein. In no way do I contradict. It's so important, even in the religious field, to do things now, not to postpone them. Mr. Ivan Fernandez, Chairman, Kanara Entrepreneurs Global. Mr. Balan Sequeira Vaz, President, Kanara Entrepreneurs Goa. Mr. Blaise Kostavir, the founder of GMI Zarak Molders Private Limited and the keynote speaker of today. Other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, I am indeed glad to be part of this momentous occasion of the official launching of the Goa chapter of the Kanara Entrepreneurs, known also as KE Global. I am reminded at this moment of the wise words of St. Paul in his letter to the Ephesians, where he says, I quote, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." These words inspire us to recognize that our talents, skills and resources are gifts from God entrusted to us, stewards, to be used for a greater good. The Kanara Entrepreneurs' mission is to nurture entrepreneurship and foster business networking amongst the Catholic community. The seedling sown 20 years ago in Dubai by our friend Ivan is being today transplanted to Goa. And we are privileged to be witnesses of this historic, collaborative endeavor. Today's event is a call to Goan business people to harness their collective potential, to support one another, and thus to contribute to the economic and social development of our beloved Goa. As entrepreneurs, you are not just building businesses, you are building communities. You are creating jobs, providing for families, and contributing to the well-being of society. Your work is a manifestation of the gospel values of hard work, integrity, and compassion. As Christians, we are called to be the salt of the earth and the light in the world. Through their entrepreneurial endeavors, the present and the future members of the Goa chapter of KE Global will have the opportunity to be a positive influence, to make a difference in the lives of others, and thus to bring greater glory to God. My dear friends, I urge you to remain committed to your faith, to uphold the highest standards of ethics and integrity, as rightly Blaise stressed in his keynote address, and to always keep in mind the impact that your business decisions will have on the community and the environment. I am reminded that when Mother Teresa, today Saint Mother Teresa of Kolkata, was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. It's a famous prize. And it seems Mother Teresa went to collect that Nobel Prize in Oslo. And after she had received it, when she was returning back to India, she passed through Rome. She spent some time in Rome. And as soon as the journalists came to know that Mother Teresa, who had just been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, they naturally wanted to meet her. So they asked for a press conference. And in the press conference, Mother Teresa addressed them, and Mother Teresa was known for short addresses, not long ones like us bishops. So she made a short speech and sat down. But the journalists will never give up. They like to ask questions. So naturally they wanted to ask questions. And the first journalist that got up, he asked an apparently little hurting question. He said, Mother Teresa, you're already old, you're 70 years. How many more years will you live? Maybe another 5 years. Do you think that at the end of your life, through your work of service to the poor, you will have transformed this world? That you will have uprooted, eradicated poverty, misery, injustice in the world? You are already old. You will die in another 5 years. Do you think that at the end of your life, you would have made this world a better place to live in without poverty, misery? A little hurting question. But Mother Teresa, it seems, looked at him with a smile. And he said, my friend, this thought never crossed my mind. I never thought that through my work, I'm going to change this world, that I'm going to eradicate poverty, misery in the world. I never thought of that. That thought never crossed my mind. All that I am thinking, I have only one dream, that through my little work of service to the poorest of the poor, all that I want is to put a little drop of clean, transparent, limpid water in the ocean of the polluted waters of this world. All that I want to do is put one drop of clean, transparent water in the ocean of the polluted waters of this world. And after she had said this, she looked at him and she asked him, my friend, would you like to join me? In case you freely decide to join me, there will be 2 drops, mine and yours. Are you willing to join me? He had no other alternative. He said, yes, Mother Teresa. But she didn't stop. She asked him, are you married? Do you have wife at home? He said, yes, Mother Teresa. She told him, what about going home and speaking to your wife? And she, if she freely agrees to join you, there will be 3 drops, 2 plus mine. Are you willing to do that? And he said, yes, Mother Teresa. She didn't stop. She asked him, do you have children at home? He said, yes. How many? 3 children. He says, what about going home and together with your spouse, speaking to your children? And if they also agree as children to put one drop, there will be 6 drops. And this 6 drops, blessed by the power of the Spirit, may become a little spring. And then some others may decide to join us. It may become a rivulet, a little river, which goes into the ocean. And he said, my dear friend, the ocean also is made of little drops. There would not be ocean if there were not single drops. She wanted to say that each one of us is important. Each one of us can contribute in the transformation of this world, in making this world a better place to live in. And I don't think it's a coincidence. To my mind, it's a providence that this chapter, Goa chapter of KE, is beginning during this year and during this time when our Holy Father Pope Francis invited all of us as disciples of Jesus to start this synodal journey. And rightly placed often, and I think spoke more about a journey that began 20 years ago, and the journey is going on. And the Holy Father is reminding us that a synodal church is a church that journeys, that walks together, holding the hands of one another, caring for one another, supporting one another, being compassionate with one another, so that we can make the community of the disciples of Jesus a relational community. If you read the last document that came in session of the synod, the document says there is a great desire everywhere that the church, that the community of the disciples of Jesus at every level becomes a relational community. a home, a family. And I think that's what Ivan spoke, that we are becoming part of this KE family. And we are doing so in this Jubilee year. I suppose you are aware that every 25 years, the church celebrates a Jubilee year. And the theme for this year, Jubilee year, as the Holy Father has declared, is that hope does not disappoint us, that we are invited to be witnesses and pilgrims of hope. And the Holy Father, in the Bull of Indiction for this Jubilee year, which we are celebrating, the Holy Father inaugurated it in Rome on 24th of December last year, and every diocese all over the world, all the dioceses inaugurated on 29th. And that the Pope is inviting us as disciples of Jesus to be tangible signs of hope in a society that is marked ever more by hopelessness. And I think that's what you as entrepreneurs can contribute to be signs of hope, especially to our young people. The Holy Father singles out a few sections of the society. He speaks about prisoners, he speaks about migrants, he speaks about elderly, he speaks about the poor, and he speaks about young people who are caught up in various networks of vice, of abuse, of unemployment, of poverty. You can be tangible signs of hope in the world of today. My dear friends, members of the KE Kanara, or rather Kanara Entrepreneurs Global, as you embark on this exciting journey, I offer you the support of my prayers. May God guide you and help your businesses flourish, not just financially, but also and much more spiritually. And may you always remain faithful to the Christian values that you have imbibed in the bosom of your families. I cannot end without a special word of congratulations to the founding members of KE Global and to the first board of directors of KE Goan. May this historic initiative being launched today be a blessing to our community and a testament to the power of faith and entrepreneurship. Thank you. God bless you.
Telling you a small story. A young girl was walking on the beach, which was filled with starfish stranded on the shore. The tide was pulling out, so they couldn't get back in. She went down and started picking them and throwing them back into the sea. There was a wise old gentleman watching her, and then he finally told her that, you are wasting your time. There are just too many of them. The little girl went down, picked a starfish, threw it back into the sea, and said, well, with that one, it made a difference. Good evening, Your Excellency. Cardinal Philip, the founder of KE, and president of the KE Goa chapter. Kanara Entrepreneurs is poised to make a difference to not just one, but I'm sure many entrepreneurs going forward. Through my interactions with the Kanara Entrepreneurs Board, I can see the enthusiasm and unwavering dedication making that happen. In my perspective, KE will operate as a catalyst in the entrepreneurial sphere. While KE will enhance a business, it will stand apart from that business. The key objective of KE is to motivate entrepreneurs in converting today's opportunities into tomorrow's success, which is part of the KE vision. To provide context to what I want to say, let me tell you another anecdote. There was a man who kept praying to God that he win a lottery. And after many failed attempts, he finally mustered the courage to question the Almighty. And he asked, I'm praying so hard, why am I not winning the lottery? And at that time, he heard a voice saying, help me to help you, go and buy a ticket. So for Kanara entrepreneurs to be able to help entrepreneurs coming out, you are going to have to start something or want to start something. And that leads me to my first frequently asked question. What should I start? That's a question that comes to me very often, and parent was telling me I should push that. And I have a stock answer for that. If I knew what to start, I would start it myself. So it is not something that you can say, okay, go and do this. It has to come from inside. You have to have a passion, you have to have an idea. So basically you have to see that there is an unfulfilled demand or a need. And then you have to respond to that by making your product or service meet that demand better than anyone else. And when I say better than anyone else, it means not just today, because tomorrow somebody else will come in and you have to be better than that. Or the new technology, you have to keep going. So it's not a one-time decision. So you've got to keep looking out for that opportunity. You have to have it in your head and see. And when you do, you have to go after it with total zeal. When I embarked on the production of water tanks, I viewed it as my initial step. While I could manufacture and sell tanks without waiting for someone to order them for me, I harbored this ambition to build custom products. Because in 1994, when I did look at this market, in the US, out of 100 products that were made, 99 were others and 1 was a water tank. In India, in the same time, out of 100 products, 99 were others. So I wish to enter into that exclusive or custom molded, or that 1% that was there. Presently, our production is 20% water tanks and 80% custom molded parts, which we supply to the likes of John Deere, Atlas Copco, Husqvarna, etc. So therefore, it is very clear to have a vision of what you want to do, not just today, but where you want to go. So because I believe that I am going to get into the custom molding space, I had to keep in mind what these customers would want today and I deliver to them tomorrow. They wanted to have just in time, they want quality certifications, they want traceability, which I built into the water tank production so that I was future ready when I dealt with them years or few years later. So you got to be prepared, and it will only come if you are going where you want to go. Another crucial aspect is to engage in a kind of business that you are passionate about. At least 80% of the time. There's no job or venture that you will do where you will like 100% of what you do. But at least 80%, yes, you can survive, or you can be, because you have to admit that 20% comes with the package and you've got to do. For example, I don't like administrative work, but that is part of the whole thing. I've seen people who don't like to go out and meet other people or network, which is part of a business. So you've got to accept that this is also something I have to do to ensure that the whole works. So you have to keep it in mind, and you have to embrace this part which you do not like to do too much. The next question is, when do you start? Well, I worked for 7 years before I took this decision. During my time at the Asian Institute of Management in Manila, I was very clear. I was designed to run companies, not start and be an entrepreneur. However, when I came back in 1994, Dr. Manmohan Singh, the late Dr. Manmohan Singh, had changed the landscape and had introduced liberalization. It was at this time that I had come to Goa, and I was married by the then, or we were married by the then auxiliary bishop of Goa, Father Farah. And I was technically jobless when I got married because I was in between jobs. So I used the time in Goa to look around, and I found that Goa offered incentives. There was land in Berna, which also belonged to the family, it was acquired. So I thought, why not? And while I was doing my thesis in Manila, I studied plastic as opposed to tin, which was the material that the company that sponsored me for my studies used. And I realized that plastic is a sunrise industry. And that's how I picked on plastic and rotomolding and Goa, and here I am. So my work experience helped me with my skills in organization, project management, and system implementation. So I had that experience and I used it. Although I lacked proficiency in sales, I compensated for it with unwavering enthusiasm and a resilient attitude, which is required to be an entrepreneur. I didn't know it then, but that's how I see it now and believe it's required. My brother, on the contrary, he finished from the Dada Catering College, and he was a prize-winning chef, and instead of working in a five-star hotel, which he got many offers, he decided to start his own business straight out of college. So on one hand, and he persists as an entrepreneur right up to today. And I believe he embodies the essence of a serial entrepreneur. I'm happy to have heard that word with reference to our founding chairman, because I will refer to it too. The difference between entrepreneurs in India and the US, which is a highly entrepreneurial bent country, is that we view failure very differently from them. We take it to heart. I mean, we don't like failure. While there, they don't have a problem. If you fail at one business, you start the next business. And you do it till you succeed. So we have to get used to that you may not succeed the first business on the first shot. You have to go with the flow, learn from your mistakes, and come back stronger, because ultimately failures are stepping stone to success. And if you meet somebody who will tell you he has never failed, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. There is no age limit to when you can start or how long. Just a word of caution, the longer you stay in a corporate job, the more difficult it is to pull yourself out and start on your own, because you get used to the trappings of corporate life, and most importantly, you get used to someone else putting your salary into the bank. As an entrepreneur, at least in the initial years, you will get what is left, if there is anything left. So it's a big shift. Be prepared for it. So clearly, it is not when, or the word is now. If you feel you have an idea, don't waste time, start now. Don't worry whether you're 10 years in or 1 year or just starting, go ahead and start now. The other question that comes up very often, or what I see countless entrepreneurs doing, is they compete purely on price. If there's one lesson my marketing challenge brain has learned at the business school, is that you do not compete on price. You compete on features. You offer something that does not exist. You offer something that is different. And you say, that's my price for it. Because if you start at a low price, you can never go up.